Good morning and welcome to this morning's edition of your Monday Morning Espresso Shot. Thank you so much for joining me today. Appreciate your participation. Let us begin by placing our awareness, as we always do, in the heart. That's where we begin. And take these slow, deep, gentle breaths. And just imagine that these breaths are flowing in and out of your heart, breathing a little slower, a little gentler than you normally would. Allow the flows to go in naturally and exhale naturally. And in this exercise, don't stop at the top or at the bottom. Just allow it to flow gently and slowly, and take your time. Take your time with this practice. When your mind strays away from the heart area, gently bring it back to the heart area. Placing your awareness in the area of the heart keeps you present in this moment, so your thoughts don't randomly generate or fly away into yesterday or tomorrow. It is in the present moment now that chemicals are being released in your body. This is the most important thing. There are physiological changes are happening in your body at the moment right now. And so being present helps you influence the type of chemical responses in your body. Balances your autonomic nervous system. So maintain that awareness in the area of the heart. Take a slow, deep, gentle breath in and exhale out. And make those breaths symmetrical. 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, for example. And now take those breaths even deeper. Imagine them flowing into your perineum or your root chakra. So draw your breaths as if they're flowing into your heart, down to your belly button, and below to your root chakra or perineum. And then when you exhale, exhale from the base of your root chakra and out through your heart. And continue this by taking slow, deep, gentle breaths and just following these breaths in your imagination through your body and exhaling from your body. Gently open your eyes if you had your eyes closed. Once again, thank you so much for joining me this morning. Today's topic for the next 5 minutes is new aches and pains, think again. And this actually happened to me, and I was inspired to put this program together for this 5 minutes. I want to share with you. I was, working out in my, my daily workouts in a group setting, and of course, I was really going at it. And I found myself with tightness on my left leg, and my knees were tight, and I couldn't hardly walk. So I went to the physiotherapist, and he asked me a whole bunch of questions. He said, "So how long, has this pain been there?" And I said, "Well, it just happened. It just happened." And then as I left his office after the first treatment, I started walking down the stairs, and suddenly the sharp pains in my knees uh, reminded me that I've had this sharp pain for a long time. I just hadn't been paying attention to it. And I forgot that the pain that was in my knee was there for a while. I just ignored it, and my body became used to it, and I was numb to that, and I would just accept it as my normal self. That got me thinking, saying, well, if I had actually paid attention to that sharp pain and had been present and had been self-aware more, I would not have overexerted myself in the gym. I would have seen it. I would have sensed the onset of that, and I would have pulled back a bit. But because I had numbed it, my body got used to this level of pain, and I'm walking around with a level of pain that I didn't know I had because I became numb to it. I often cite an example of the hot tub. If you've been around long enough, you've seen me do this example. You're out standing outside. It's a little cool, and as you get into the hot tub, you feel this wonderful warm feeling, and you stay in there, and eventually the body gets used to that temperature, and you no longer feel as warm as you did before. And that is essentially your body catching up and saying, okay, well, if this person wants to be in a 32 degrees Celsius Celsius bath for a long time, 5 minutes or so, maybe our body needs to normalize to that. And so what happens is the body is intelligent enough to normalize until you step out of the hot pool, and you're feeling a lot colder because now the temperature difference is high, and the body says, whoa, what is this? I thought we had normalized it to 32 degrees Celsius. Now I have to normalize it to something else. This is where the change is. When you go through changes in your life, it becomes a shock to your body, especially if you've normalized it to a certain level. Your body's pain is the same way. Is when you are in that space of, okay, this is a chronic pain that I'm always having, and I'm going to ignore it. And when you ignore it, it becomes a part of you, and your body gets used to it and says, okay, well, that's normal pain, which means that the next level of pain will be that much more acute. So I invite you to be present and scan your body in the next part of this particular program. And if you scan your body in the next part of this program, you may find that there's a certain level of pain that you may have been ignoring. And I invite you to explore what that might be. So in the next exercise, when I ask you to go back to that breathing practice we did a few minutes ago, I'm going to guide you through scanning your body. And then once we've scanned the body, I'm going to suggest that we invite gratitude and appreciation in your heart and channel that feeling of emotion down there. We know emotions have frequency and amplitude. We know that, and we know that emotions are imbued, encoded on your heart's magnetic field. And studies have shown that you can actually measure these things. You can measure the frequency of appreciation as a coherent pair of frequencies, coherent series of frequencies, versus frustration, which is chaotic or incoherent frequencies that are imbued on your magnetic field. So what we're going to do is we're going to reset the aches and pains in our body. And it's one of those things where you set up the field and then allow your heart's wisdom to take over and guide you to the next steps. All right. So let us now do that practice to identify where those aches and pains are, and call upon the wisdom, the source wisdom, to help us navigate through that. So let us start by placing our awareness in the area of the heart. Taking slow, deep breaths. Just imagine that these breaths are flowing in and out of your heart. Slow, deep, gentle breaths, symmetrical breaths, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, if you can. And if you can take them deeper and breathe them down into your root chakra or your base, and then out from your root chakra, out of your heart. This is a beautiful practice. It balances your autonomic nervous system and brings you more present in this moment. So you can actually focus on what's going on in your body and not what might happen tomorrow or what happened yesterday. Now just take a scan. Scan from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet and see where you experience tightness or pain or stiffness. Follow your breath and see where it scans in your body. And now we're going to access gratitude. And the gratitude is this. You're going to thank the body for showing you, for signaling to you, there's a certain thing that's happening in your body that perhaps is not the way you want it to be. So if there's tightness that needs to be released, there's pain that needs to be alleviated, you're thanking your body for monitoring that and signaling that to you. So accept gratitude in your heart for your body's wonderful work for signaling this to you. And talk to your body and say, we will find a solution to minimize this or eliminate it, of course. I'm open to the wisdom from the universe to guide me for my next steps so that I can feel great, I can experience joy, and I can do things that will bring lightness to my heart and to others. Thank you. Your body will be able to tell you when to slow down and when you can speed up. And have a talk with your body. Commit yourself to listening to your body some more. And when it's time to rest and your body signals you that, then rest. If it's time for you to get off your butt and go for a walk, then do that. You will be listening to the signals from your body and you'll be grateful that you did. Now gently open your eyes if you had them closed. I don't know about you, but I found like 4 areas in my body that needs attention through this exercise. And they're not new. I've had these areas for a long time, and now I'll probably do more stretching today, because that's the inspiration I got, is to do a little bit more stretching in that area, and maybe go see a physiotherapist again, see what happens. I just wanted to share with you, please feel free to comment or send your reflections. And while you're doing that, I'll just share with you that if you are free on October 1st and 2nd, and you happen to be in the Calgary area, you can drop by for a weekend. I'm going to be there for the weekend. I'll be presenting on Saturday, October 1st and 2nd in the fall. The tickets are now on sale. So if you go to that website, you can check out the pricing and the tickets, and choose to attend whatever days you want. All right, so come see me then. And if I can be of service to help you step out of the way, do talk to me. All right, I'm happy to take some questions now, or respond to some reflections. Good morning, Cynthia. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Michelle, thank you for this perspective, Shamir. Confirmation that I am on the right path. I intuitively began feeling into my right hip when I woke up this morning. Beautiful. And, when you're open and when you actually acknowledge in your body, it's almost like acknowledging a pain for somebody else's pain. When you acknowledge that, oh, I understand you're having this pain, they feel better because they're trying to signal this thing to you, and your body is no different. Even if you feel helpless in not able to do anything about it, and you feel helpless that this is, I've got a fused disc, and then my physicians are saying there's nothing we can do about it. I have to live with the pain. I have to do this, this, and that. Remember one thing, the physicians know this much, but the wisdom out there is a lot more. So there may be a solution for you. You just have to be open to that solution and say, hey, I know that right now I can't find any solutions for this, but I'm open to whatever comes my way to see if this can be alleviated. Right? So beautiful. Thank you, Michelle, for that reflection. Paulette. Hello, Paulette. Thank you. Do you think the solar flares and energy of them affects our body ages these days? Of course. It's a well-known fact, research, that solar flares affect our autonomic nervous system. And so, yes, sleep, focus, all of those things may affect you depending on your physiology and makeup. So to kind of dampen the physical effect in your body, if you practice the breathing technique that we have here, especially when you inject gratitude in your body, what it does is it resets your autonomic nervous system, because that is the system that is highly affected by solar flares. Okay, so solar flares have been around. There have been studies that show that during the heightened cycles of solar flares, humanity has either experienced catastrophes in terms of human-led disasters like wars and things like that, or they have actually led the creativity that has spawned magnificent works of art and breakthroughs in science. And that study's already been done. It's been charted since the 40s, and it's human cycles are lined up with the solar flare cycles. The best we can do is, if we are actually established ourselves to the place of state of coherence, the amplification as a result of solar flares will be on the creativity side. And if you're truly anxious and you're not practicing mindfulness, the amplification due to solar flares will take you the other way. Anxiety and all that. So thank you for asking that question, Paulette. Randy's saying, my body is in constant conversation with me regarding aches and pains, especially after my regular workouts. My trainer also listens carefully so we don't go overboard, which we have done in the past. At age 65, the signals are loud and clear. I hear you, Randy, absolutely. I thought that I was there too, but what was happening is that I got used to the level of pain that or chronic aches I would say that I got used to, and I just took it as a baseline. Whereas really, we need to go back to saying, okay, when you work out, if you are able to tell your trainer exactly at that tipping point, then your trainer will understand. But your trainer will monitor it, but your body is signaling it to you, so you have to relay that. So thank you so much, Randy, for that reflection. Yes, Paulette, I felt you meant aches, not ages. I get that. But aches are the same because your autonomic nervous system controls 90% of your automatic body functions, which is signaling of everything that goes in your body, releasing of cortisol, releasing of norepinephrine, all the chemicals in your body that addresses the pain in your body and tries to alleviate the pain. So yes, I understand. Thank you so much, Paulette, for that clarification. Wonderful. Thank you for a great interaction today, as always. And I look forward to chatting with you next week. Of course, a replay of this will be available for you. And obviously, if you're on my distribution list, you'll get a replay of this and you can listen to it again. I look forward to chatting with you next week. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care for now.